Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Snuggly Monkey Live. Today I'm going to mostly be doing a what's new. We're going to take a look at some of the items that have arrived in the shop recently. I do have just a couple of boxes here to unbox and we'll start there. Hello, good morning or afternoon. I'm not quite sure what time it is. Thank you so much for joining. Um, all right, so we will go ahead and start with the unboxing and then jump into the what's new. We're going to take a look at take a little tour around the shop and look at what's new in embroidery and stationery. Hi, Courtney, how are you? Um, and if you have any questions or anything along the way, please feel free to ask. I'm always happy to help and answer whatever questions you might have. All right, so this very first box that I have here has kind of a mix mash of all sorts of things. We've got some of the floss key bobbin holders that have been super duper popular lately. So these are to store your embroidery floss. The floss keys are a little bit different. They have this little slot in the top where you can take the number that's on your skein and slide it into the top so that you don't have to handwrite or use stickers. And you can keep that so that you know the number of your thread stored on your little floss key. So we've got lots and lots and lots of those in here. What else is in here? We've got Q-snap frames, the 6-inch and the 8-inch. If you are not familiar with Q-snaps, these are in a style of embroidery hoop. They're squares. They have these plastic tubes and then these little clamps that go on the side. They hold your fabric really nice and tight, and it doesn't slip while you stitch. This is what I use almost exclusively when I'm cross-stitching. It works really, really well with linen and Aida. It holds your fabric really nice and tight so you can see those squares a little bit easier as you're cross-stitching. And they, like I said, it comes in different sizes. I have them in 6-inch, 8-inch. I feel like I have another size, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So that's what's in here is a restock of some of the Q-snaps. We have a restock of the Beeswax Bliss thread conditioner. Again, one long time bestseller in the shop. Earlier this year, she rebranded, and instead of the, I've been wanting that for punch needle. Yes, so I've never used the Q-snaps for punch needle. For punch needle, I tend to use the Morgan hoops, work really well. They're kind of like the Eversewn hoops that have that ridge system on the inside, and it holds your fabric super duper tight. But I don't see why you wouldn't be able to punch needle on a Q-snap. I've just never tried it myself. So Beeswax Bliss, this is pure beeswax. It's to condition your threads so that it makes it easier for your threads to glide through your fabric. Folks use thread conditioner in all sorts of different circumstances. Can other people hear what she's saying? I think other folks can hear. I'm sorry if you're having trouble hearing. If anyone else is having trouble, please let me know. But on my end, it looks like the audio is going through. I'm seeing some folks saying that they can hear, so I'm not sure what's happening on your end. Okay, yes, other folks can hear. You might have it muted, is what some folks are saying. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. Folks say that they can hear. So the thread conditioner. The times where I use it the most is when I'm stitching with metallic thread. I always use thread conditioner if I am using metallic threads. If you have any older cotton threads in your collection, a lot of times folks will find cotton thread at thrift shops, will inherit your, grandma's thread collection. Cotton is a natural fiber. It's going to break down over time, so older cotton threads can become more brittle, easier to snap and fray. So a thread conditioner will help strengthen your thread and make it easier to stitch with and kind of extend the life if you want to use some of those older threads in your connection. In your, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments about folks reconnecting and glitching. So I hope everybody's able to reconnect and hear me. The recording of this will also go onto the Snuggly Monkey YouTube channel later on this afternoon, and it'll stay on the Snuggly Monkey Instagram feed as well, so you'll be able to, if you miss any of this, you're able to rewatch it later on. All right, so Beeswax Bliss, lots and lots of it, is now back in stock. We have the ever popular little sharp tweezers in here. So these I keep in my embroidery little toolbox that I have with me all the time. They are just super sharp little tweezers, very easy to maneuver and to hold, great for pulling out stray threads, especially if you're pulling stitches out and those little threads get stuck. This is great for that. They also work really, really well for splinters if you happen to need them for that. All right. We've got a little bit of Aida, some Lugana fabric in here as well. And the last thing in here, I love them. I'm glad to hear that, Pilar. I've been using them for years. Like I said, it's kind of a staple in my embroidery kit. I take those little tweezers everywhere. Have you ever considered doing an advent calendar of all the cute, tiny things that are helpful for sewing? I have considered advent calendars. I have thought about it for many, many years, and hopefully it's something that I'll be able to work out. They're difficult to put together, but it's something that I've been trying to figure out for a couple of years. So fingers crossed, maybe next year it'll be something that I do have a couple things planned for this year in terms of putting together some gift sets or gift boxes kind of things. So hopefully that'll be coming in the next month or so. All right, and the last thing in here is the cross stitch gauge. So this is a really handy little ruler if you have kind of a drawer of old Aida linen and you don't really know what count thread it is. That's where this tool comes in really handy. You hold this up to your fabric, and then you count how many threads are in that inch. You line it up and it will tell you exactly what count it is, whether it's this side goes from 11, 14, 16, 18, and then on the back side is what you would use more with the linens, up to 40 count. So this can help you identify the count of your fabric for cross stitch. All right, so that was that box. And the next box that I have here is a big restock from Girl of All Works and her insanely adorable washi tapes. The holiday ones are in here, the bird song, the wreath, the snow angels. That might be in this package down here. We've got some of the pandas, the super popular Sumi cats. These are black and white cats that came out last month, and they sold out almost instantly. We've got some owls, some mushrooms, and there's 2 new washi tapes in this set. This is called Doodle Cats, or Cat Doodle. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's little doodles of cats. And then there is the dog doodles, which is similar, but with puppies instead of cats. So lots and lots of washi tape in here. A couple of vinyl stickers as well, which is always fun. The library cat. What do people use washi tape for? I just don't get it. Sure, I'll talk about that in just a second. And then Strong Girls Make Powerful Women. I love this sticker. This was out of stock for a long, long time, so I'm glad that that's back. So washi tape is used for all sorts of things. Very popular in journaling, scrapbooking, planners, all that kind of paper crafts. But you can actually use it in kind of embroidery and stitch work as well. I've used it on my quilting rulers if I'm kind of batch cutting a whole bunch of fabric. I'll take a piece of washi tape and mark, if I'm cutting, 2.5 inch squares, I'll mark the 2.5 inch line, and that way it kind of just makes it a lot easier to cut fabric really quickly and not worry about mismeasuring. I have made guides for my sewing machine where I take multiple layers of washi tape, stack them on top of each other, and then stick that down onto my sewing machine, and that will work as a guide. Again, if I'm trying to keep like a scant 1/4 inch seam allowance, that'll help work as a guide. It doesn't leave any sort of residue, so you can then pull it off your sewing machine and it doesn't leave any sort of marks or anything, so that's really handy. I've used it on needlepoint canvases in order to cover up the edges so that they don't fray. Washi tape is useful for so many things. I use it all the time. Yeah, it's such a versatile. It's really, you can tear it with your hands. It doesn't, I've also used it in a pinch to mark my place on a chart. Exactly, like I said, it's removable, so it's not super sticky like regular Scotch tape. I use it to put stuff like on the windows here in the in the store if I'm putting signs up, because it doesn't leave any sort of residue on glass. Yeah, so there's all sorts of things that you can use washi tape for. All right, so since we're talking about washi tape, let's first take a look at what is new kind of in the stationery section. Washi tape is great for making idea boards right on your wall or posting your children's latest art. Thank you. I love all of these helpful suggestions, so please keep keep sending them. All right, so the stationery section of the shop got kind of a big update last week. I had a whole bunch of stuff here that I finally got loaded up onto the website. So I'm going to start first with the Karst stone paper pads. So Karst is a company out of Australia, and they are making paper out of cement waste. So it's actually made of stone. The paper feels super soft. You can write on it with regular pens, pencils. Doesn't require anything special, but there's no wood incorporated into this paper. So there's no trees are used to make these pads. It's just a really cool way to kind of recycle construction waste into paper. So these are the pads I've had for a little while. I've had the grid paper. This is a lined paper pad. And then this is a daily action pad. And so it says the dates, your schedule, your goals, that kind of thing. And I have a couple others. I've got a journal in the same kind of stone paper and another little kind of grocery list task pad. So those are here. Looking for a new planner in 2024. I love tablets and pads. Yeah, this stuff, if you haven't had a chance to feel it yet, it's really, really soft. Like I love writing on it just because like I like having my hand resting on it. I've never felt anything like it. It's a little bit definitely not like a cardstock thickness, but it's not as thin as say like a loose leaf or a copy paper. It's a little bit thicker than that. It's really nice paper. Yeah, so those are the Karst stone pads. These are from Japan. They're called Memok, and these are kind of build your own sticky notes. It comes in grid and lined, and the starter roll comes with the dispenser. And they also have the refill roll, so you can keep refilling your dispenser. But what these are is basically you can make your own sticky notes as long as you need them. Same concept as sticky notes, similar to washi tape. It's not a permanent adhesive, so you can make yourself a little note, stick it on your laptop of your daily tasks, pull it off when you're done. My daughter is taking a bunch of AP classes this year, note-taking. She can put this onto her textbooks and kind of jot notes down and then move it on later on. So it's just really handy. It's kind of a cool, I use lists, I use sticky notes all the time. So it's just really handy to be able to make ones that are as long as I need them. Do they specify a GSM? Can it handle wet media or fountain pens? I know this is in your area, so if you don't know, don't worry. I actually think I don't. I feel like I have that written in the description. I feel like I got that. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But if you look up the Karst, K-A-R-S-T, on the web store, it might have that information on there. It doesn't say it on the back here, I don't think. The weight is 120 microns. 144 GSM. There you go. All right. Post-it used to have something like that, but not as wide. I love it. Yeah, it's really, really handy to be able, like I said, to just be able to pull off as much as you need. And then I really like that it has refill, so it's not like a one-time thing, so you can keep refilling it. So those are kind of fun. Some other fun stationery stuff. These are from Switzerland, and these are rubber bands made from recycled bicycle tubes. There's a mix of sizes in here. You've got little ones, slightly bigger ones, and there's about 70 rubber bands in here. And then kind of the last stationery item that I have comes from Japan, and it's this stuff called outdoor tape. So it's these little packets. They come in all these fun colors. And outdoor tape is a cloth-based tape that you can rip with your hands. So they package it in this little pouch this size. The idea is that you can throw it into any bag, whether you're traveling, your daily purse, whatever, that you might need a little bit of strong tape. So it comes off the package like this. And like I said, it's really easy to rip with your hands. It is not a super duper strong hold. So you can put it onto cloth and it'll come off fairly easily. It is waterproof. You can use it to seal boxes. You can use it to, hold things up, whatever kind of you might be able to need tape for. The last time that I was traveling, the airlines kind of ripped a hole in one of my suitcases. So I'm planning on patching it up, putting this kind of on top of it. Can you write on it? Yes, you can write on it with Sharpies. You'll be able to write on this. So this side is waterproof, hence why it's called outdoor tape. So like if you have kind of outdoor furniture, it's something that you want to label, gardening stuff, you could do it on this and then it should last. So that's the outdoor tape. And like I said, it comes in 4 colors: blue, silver, purple, yellow, and the green. All right, so that is all of the stationery, kind of what's new in stationery. Heading over to kind of fun gifts. I have a new incense line. So the Japanese hebe matches have been here for a while, and those are fantastic. This is a brand new incense company from South Korea called Collins. Cute for adding dimensions with paper crafting. Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that. So this is a new set of incense sticks that are coming from South Korea, and they're really fun. The scents are really different, unlike anything I've seen before. What I love, they're called Everyday Good Moods. They have a mood associated with each scent. So the box kind of says this one is relax, and the scents are sandalwood. There's 70 sticks inside, and let me show you this one that I opened. So you've got kind of the paper sleeve, you pull it out, and there's this little incense tin on the inside. It's a slide top tin, and then you can use the top of the lid as a burning pad. I was burning some of this incense in here yesterday, and it works really, really nicely. Then you just take it out of the trash can, knock it out, and all of your ashes are gone. So inside of your tin, you've got this kind of little decorative paper, and then you've got your 70 sticks of incense. It also comes with 2 of these little incense holder clips, so that once you light your incense stick, you can clip it into here, and then put it on your surface, and you've got kind of all your incense needs all taken care of. They smell really nice. This is the one that I opened up, is called Room Number 11. The mood is change, and then it says orchard soil as the scent. Hey Rebecca, how are you? But it's I don't know how I would describe the scent. The descriptions on the website have kind of more detailed descriptions of what the scents are and what kind of oils are used to make the scents. But it smells really good. It's kind of very earthy smelling, woodsy, I would say, not overly sweet. I tend to be a little sensitive to smells, so I don't like overly perfumey things. How long do they last? I love the matches, but they don't last long. Yeah, so the Hebe incense matches are only meant to last for about 20 minutes. In a small room, the scent will linger for about an hour or so. This one took, I would say close to half an hour maybe to burn down, and the scent, and I burned it here kind of in the big front room, and the scent, I would say, stuck around for a few hours. How long do they burn? And they stick around. So these are definitely, the incense sticks are bigger, and there's more incense in the stick than in the Hebe matches. So these are longer lasting than the Hebe matches. So you've got Room Number 11. This one is called Fluffy Pillow and is also a relaxing scent. This one is called Celebrate Good Times, and the mood type is Party. This is called Splash Diving, and the mood type is Chill. Do Not Disturb, and this is a floral fragrance for Focus. And then Welcome Drink is a fruity scent for Refresh. So those are new. Those just came in last week, and I'm having a lot of fun playing with those. All right, so that's kind of stationery and gifts. Someone had asked about advent calendars. I don't have a Snuggly Monkey advent calendar, but the Hemline advent calendar just got listed today. I was able to get 10 of these this year. Hopefully I'll be able to get a couple of more. But this, we had this last year. It's a really fun little advent calendar. It's full of sewing notions. I do have a photograph of what's inside and a complete list. It's not on the website, but if you want to know what is inside, you can email me and I'm happy to send you the picture and the list. But if you want to be surprised, there's 24 days worth of sewing notions. It's a mixture of things like scissors and pins, tape measures, kind of all little notions that you can think of. So it's kind of a fun advent calendar for any kind of stitcher that's in your life. And it's got all 24 days are in there, so you get 24 little notions to help you count down the days in December. All right, so now let's take a look at embroidery. So I got a restock from Floral and Floss up in Canada this week, and Alex does the stick and stitch patterns. If you're not familiar with stick and stitch, what this is the embroidery pattern is printed on Fabrisalvi. And so you take this, there's a backing paper onto it, you peel that off, and then you stick it onto whatever surface you want to embroider onto. So if you want to embroider onto a jacket, onto your shirt, onto sneakers, works really well with Converse sneakers. You stick these on and then you embroider right through them. Once you're done with your stitching, you submerge it in water, kind of rub it a little bit with your fingers, and then the paper dissolves and you're left with just your stitching. So it's a really easy way to get patterns onto fabric and start stitching right away without having to transfer the designs yourself. There's all sorts of different patterns. So there's mushrooms in there. This one is a floral pattern. This is kind of a spooky season set, and then this one is a summer set. I can get an idea of what each package looks like, but you do realize all text is backwards, right? Yeah, so all the text on here is backwards. Yes, because it doesn't reverse the image, but on the website it should be it should be straight. Let's see. I love the new website, by the way. Thank you so much. I love the new website too. I'm super, super duper excited about it, and the feedback has been really, really positive. So from Alex, in addition to the stick and stitch patterns, I also got a restock of her needle minders. Her needle minders are enamel needle minders that are super, super strong. You can see I'm having trouble keeping them apart. So she's got some really cute designs, the mushroom, the daisy, and then she sent over, these are for spooky season, her, what is this? A witchcraft, spooky, what is it called? Green Witchcraft Needle Minder. So we've got that. We have some new needle minders from Oh Little Wren. These are wooden ones. The Forest Snail, we've got a Forest Fox, and then this is one of her new designs, the Forest Moth. These are much larger. They're about 1.5 inches. So if you like kind of a large crystal ball, thank you so much. If you like a larger needle minder, these are wood, and they are made right here in North Carolina. So we've got some new needle minders with threads. We got our restock of the Trailhead Yarns Tencel thread. So Tencel is a fiber that is made, thanks for holding higher comment section blocks the new items. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Nancy. So the Tencel is made from eucalyptus plants, and it is super duper strong. It's very bright. The colors are super vibrant. It has the look almost of silk, like if you're stitching with silk thread. The thickness is similar to a size 8 pearl cotton, so it's a little bit thicker. I've gotten great feedback from folks. When I met these guys in Chicago at that show that I went to in June, and their booth was fantastic. They had a whole bunch of embroidery samplers using their thread, but they had also used their thread to stitch up some sashiko samplers. They had hand quilting examples done. So it's really quite versatile. You can use it kind of all over the place. So we've got the big rings that include 25 different colors. They call these little bobbins. They have the little 5 bobbin sets, which they called acorn caches, and then they have the 25 color rings. So we've got restock of some of the kind of favorites, the Glacier, Northern Lights, and then there was a new edition called Forest Wonder. And then we have also, like I said, the little 5 color sets. We've got a couple of new ones. Where is it? Winter Solstice, which is kind of icy blues and whites. This is called Vintage Flare. Rainbow. And then we've got some kind of solid color sets. So these are greens. There's a blues set as well. This one's called Abandoned Farmhouse. And so if you like the smaller 5 bobbin sets and you're kind of building a collection, this morning I added the silicone rings that they use for the 25. You can now buy just kind of the empty silicone ring. That way, if you're kind of building up your collection slowly, you can build up your own ring. So you'll find these are up in the shop now as well. A couple cute little notions that just got added. We've got the little bee thread cutter. This is about 1 inch in each direction. It's really tiny. It's super cute. It has a blade in there, and it actually comes with a little foam sticker on the back. So you could stick this onto your sewing machine if your sewing machine doesn't have a thread cutter on it, or you can just pop it in your bag and use it as a thread cutter. Great for airplanes, where if you are concerned about whether they're going to let your scissors through, this is a really easy way to cut your threads and have that portable. And then we've got the Smart Fox Dual Needle Threader. So this is a metal needle threader, very lightweight, and it's got a super fine hook and a larger hook. That way you have one needle threader that can work for really thin threads and thicker threads, and you just have the one. You don't have to have multiple. These are also stronger than the filament style needle threaders that tend to pop. Filament style needle threaders are great when you are using super fine, super thin thread, and you need to get that through those little itty bitty tiny eyes. But other than that, if you try to use a filament style needle threader for, say, like a sashiko thread or 6 strands of embroidery floss, you're more than likely going to pop that filament out of your needle threader because they're not meant for that thickness. So needle threaders that have kind of these hooks on them, instead, you hook your thread through that little hook, and it's going to pull it through the eye of your needle a lot easier than those filament styles. Love that. I kill needle threaders. Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot from folks. Those filament style ones, like I said, they're really meant for very fine threads. They pop really quickly and really easily. All right, so last section here is sashiko. The Ultimate Sashiko card deck was super popular when I debuted it last week. This is from Susan Briscoe. And what you get is this little sashiko booklet that has kind of some patterns, techniques, explanations about sashiko. And then it is a 52 card deck of sashiko patterns. She gives you a photograph on the front of the sashiko pattern stitched up, and then on the back gives you the stitching diagram, the directions in which you should be stitching, how to draw it out on your grid. All of these patterns are coming from her book, The Ultimate Sashiko Source Book. I recommend this book in all of my sashiko classes. It's one of my favorite sashiko books because of the stitch dictionary that she has in the back. This book is currently out of print in the US. I've been told that you can get it, or it's back ordered, it's not out of print. You can get it still from Susan's website in the UK, but it's a little bit hard to come by at the moment. So that's where the deck comes in really handy. The first lot kind of sold out, but I did get a few more in this week. So these are back in stock again. These are mostly moyozashi patterns that are in here. There are no kugurisashi or hitomezashi patterns in here. But if you are looking to kind of start adding sashiko patterns onto your clothing, or you're looking to do kind of like a quilt of sashiko patterns or anything like that, that you're looking to design, to be inspired by different designs, you're looking for different designs to use, this is kind of a really fun deck to be able to do that. Similar to, there's a hand embroidery deck by Jessica Long that is also really helpful. And what's kind of fun is like if you just kind of pick out a card and if you want to try different patterns, you want to do kind of a 100 days project where you are trying out different things, is kind of a fun way to randomly select different patterns. So that is the Ultimate Sashiko card deck. And then the last thing that I have, or there's two more things to show you that is fairly new, is the Ayu Fish collaboration with Olympus. So these are 4 brand new Olympus Sashiko samplers that were designed by Ayu Fish. And this Ayu Fish book, I've talked about it for years and years. It's probably my favorite Kuguri Sashiko book. The good news is that it was published in English this year. In English, the title is Amazing Sashiko. And it's chock full of patterns, and really different patterns. I love their style. It's just really different from what you see in a lot of places. That's where this pattern came from, was that book. So it's really fun to see that Olympus has now collaborated with Ayu Fish to create pre-printed samplers of 4 of their designs. So they come both in white, and then in the 4, each sampler comes in a different shade of the new Olympus colors, which is taupe, almond milk, sage, and pale gray. So you can pick whether you want it in white or in that color. And they're really fun. They're very beginner friendly. These are very specifically, flow is very, very beginner friendly. So is block. Prey is a little bit kind of denser, heading more towards the Hitomezashi style. And then Peak is a Kuguri Sashi style where you are weaving on top of your base stitches. So those are new. And then Kuguri Sashi, this is the Kuguri Sashi coaster kit that I use for the Sashiko 103 class. I was able to get some extras. I bring this in straight from Japan, so it is all in Japanese, but I do have the English translations of this specific kit, so I can send that to you if you need it. But I was able to get some extras outside of what I need for the class, so I put those up on the website. So if you want to try your hand at Kuguri Sashi, which is the stitch and weave style of Sashiko, this is a 5 coaster kit where you get to try out 5 different Kuguri Sashi patterns in like a 4.5-inch square size. They stitch up really quickly. What is the book that you showed? So it's the Ayu Fish book. This is the Japanese version, and in Japanese it was the Sashiko Modern Style number 31, but they've translated this into English, and in English the title is Amazing Sashiko by Ayu Fish International. So that's the AYUFISH International. My very first Sashiko supplies were purchased from you so many years ago. How long have you been in business? It was much smaller then. I love this new stuff. I have been in business for 12 years, so it has been a long time. And thank you so much for being a wonderful customer. I appreciate that. I need to see if that 103 packet came. Yes, so if you are interested, I am teaching Sashiko 103 at the beginning of November. I still have some spaces left in that class. You'll find that on the website under classes and events. You can sign up for that. The Intro to Sashiko class 101, I've got 2 more left. There's one happening next week on Wednesday, October 18th, and that's Sashiko 101, and we kind of start at the very beginning. And go through everything from like the supplies to exactly how you stitch Sashiko. We talk a lot about the history and the kind of the cultural importance of Sashiko. So that's a really fun class. And then there'll be another one in December. All right, so there you go. That is a little bit of an unboxing, a little bit of a tour of what's new. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, please don't hesitate to reach out. Send me a message through Instagram, via email. And I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you all again soon. All right. Thank you all so much. Bye.